What's up, pretty gang? Long time no see. I know, but it's okay. I'm back with a step-by-step tutorial on how to do Jade nails. We're just stepping right on into it, okay? The colors we're using is Moneymakers and Neon Ninjas by Not Polish. So the prep is going to be the first step. That is very important. This is where you get your colors together, you get your gold flakes together. We don't want to tear our gold flakes into teeny tiny pieces. Leave them large, and I'm going to explain why later. Now, after that, the second most important step is going to be the application. So the colors we have here, as I explained, we have Neon Ninjas, we have Moneymaker, we have White by Not Polish, and we have a very milky clear white that I made. Now, essentially what you're doing for a Jade set is you are laying down the milkier and clear colors, and you are mixing them with the greens. Now, you guys can see it doesn't look like there's a rhyme or reason to this, but I'm explaining to you why there is. So as you lay down the clears or the milky white and you go ahead and lay the greens into them, you are going to take your Coke white and you are going to pretty much blend in areas with that. You want to work very wet, okay? Because if you don't, what you're going to have is a bunch of beads drying at different rates, and then on top of that, they're going to dry unevenly, and you're going to end up with the bulky nail. So what you really need to do is determine what areas do you want to have the green that stands out a little bit more, and what areas do you want to have the green that's subtle. Normally I would use maybe a little bit of a brighter green, but this is what I had right now that could give me the look that I need. Keep in mind, a jade nail is supposed to resemble like jade bracelets and things, and so what I tend to see people do when I see people do jade nails, I tend to see that people do them as just a straight up white and green marble, which to me personally is not what a jade bracelet looks like. So once you kind of lay those colors down, you want to make sure you have a lot of sheerness in the nail, just pops of green, and you're going to lay down your gold flakes. The reason why I say to leave them large is because number one, you can break them up with your brush later, but number two, the look that you get having chunkier gold flakes is honestly so beautiful, so elegant, mindful, demure, okay? And that's the look that I'm going for. Now, when you're marbling, you do want to keep the marbling pattern to be going like the same way, right? So if you guys saw that I was doing kind of like longer strokes, I was letting the acrylic flow down. That's what I'm going to do on all 10. Now, I'm not going to show you application on all 10 because, baby, I've also been pressed for storage these last 2 weeks, which is another reason why you haven't seen me on top of preparing for 2 separate nail events, moving, working full time, and I actually got sick from heat exhaustion, okay? So life has been lifing, but I'm back, okay? So if you see any areas where you feel like that's too sheer or we need another bit of color, we're just gonna go ahead and add that. So on the second nail, I'm gonna show you again marbling, but before I do that, you guys know when it comes to gold flakes, I always make sure I add a tiny little wet layer of clear acrylic on top, so that way the gold flakes don't move later when I go ahead and encapsulate. So again, let me break it down. So we're going to wet our brush. We're gonna get a little tiny bit of, clear, white, whatever you want it to be, and then we are going to mix in our green colors. Now, what you don't want to do is mix in the greens together too much, because you do want them to stand out somewhat. So you see how I kind of mix them in a little bit, and I'm going to pretty much keep it pushing, because again, this is not a straight up green and white marble. This is something to have depth and dimension, and so we are creating them. So now I'm going in with the clear white, okay, and this one is very more clear than white, and I'm going to go ahead and mix it with Neon Ninjas. Now, the reason why I'm using this pattern of, it seems like I'm doing a patch of marble, then skipping to an area, then a patch of marble, then skipping, is because while it's wet, I'm using my brush to kind of spread the marble around, okay? So as you guys can see, I'm letting it do its thug thizzle. Y'all, the phone only rings when I do voiceovers. I apologize. We just gonna have to keep it pushing, okay? So as I'm moving on, I'm realizing, where do I want more color, where do I not? Now, when you're working with sheer colors, you're also going to want to keep in mind that whatever you see now, it's going to appear a little bit more sheer later on, possibly. So personally, I was a little bit shocked at how sheer everything looked at the end, but I wasn't unhappy with the result. It's just, I did think that the Neon Ninjas would pull through a little bit more. So I could have been a little bit more heavy-handed, but ultimately I feel like the end result was really pretty. Now, if you're unhappy with how some of the marbling looks, we're working so wet that you can kind of take off an area and redo as you need, okay? Now, just remember that we do need to keep the shape of the nail. So although we are working wet, we need to monitor what's going on, because the last thing you want is for the nail to get out of control and thick and bulky. Then you're going to have a hell of a time later making up for it, okay? So at this point, we just need to do our little finishing touches before we add the gold flakes. keep in mind that you want to pay close attention to the cuticle area, because working with colors and clear and things like that, sometimes it can be hard to determine how close to the cuticle you are. So tuck those cuticles well and just pay extra close attention. So again, now while the acrylic is still drying, we want it to still be a little bit wet. We are going to go ahead and grab our gold flakes. Now just keep in mind, you don't have to keep placing them in the same place every time, but you do again want to follow a similar style and pattern. So you see how I said that you don't have to cut up your flakes so tiny, because when you want a tinier piece, you can just go ahead and make one. I promise you that bag of gold flakes has lasted me since 2020, okay? If you do need some gold flakes, I do have some on my Amazon storefront, linked in the description below. Okay, so laying down the gold flakes, and of course I'm going to go on with clear, a wet bead of clear, just to secure those down. Now we are going to move to our last step, which is going to be encapsulation. I'm just showing you a little bit just so that way you guys can see what all the nails look like for now and how to encapsulate. So because we already secured our gold flakes with a little bit of a clear acrylic, I don't have nothing to worry about when I go and encapsulate. Had I not did that, what I'd be at risk of is my gold flakes moving all around as soon as I laid the acrylic down. Okay, so when you encapsulate, if you want to move a little bit quicker, you'll want to work on doing as less beads as possible. So I personally like to lay a large bead where the tip and the natural nail would meet, and then I go ahead and work at a wetness, basically, that is going to allow me to pull and drag down, but it's also going to stay it's gonna polymerize quickly. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry, it's still kind of, it's not early, but my brain thinks it's early. Okay, and then of course I'm gonna keep the shape, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do my cuticle bead and my apex and call it good. Now you guys, keep in mind that I work with the size 20 brush, so if you're working with the size 12 or 10, you may not be able to achieve this same quickness of encapsulation, but that's okay. You can always strive to grab for bigger beads just to make the process smoother, cleaner, and simpler. Now after I go ahead and lay down the jade design on one hand, I'm going to go back around and encapsulate, because again, I don't want everything to be so wet and still in the process of drying that it actually drags everything down. And what you don't want is for your jade design to be extra wet and stretched and dragged down, because then you're going to be like, okay, well, where's my marble? You see what I'm saying? So after this, of course, we're going to do the other hand, and we're going to shape. I did not show that because this is just an easy, quick tutorial. I know, again, I've been gone, you guys, but I am back. I do need to build my content back up a little bit, just because I have had most of my content this week focusing on my nail event and preparing for that. So stay tuned for that, because there is going to be a vlog video, behind the scenes video of me at Nail Pro. You guys already know, if you want to join my channel memberships, I highly suggest you should. Okay, it's only $5 per month. You have access to a group chat and video calls with me, so that any time of day or night you have a question, you can go ahead and text me, girl. Okay, I will leave those details in the comment section below. You can find the link in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Now don't forget to keep up with me on Instagram, because even if I'm not on YouTube, I promise you I'm always on Instagram. My Instagram pages are Nailsbyprettyface and prettyface_peaches if you want to follow me personally. I hope to of course see you guys in the next video, make some more videos. Y'all tell me what you guys want to see. I feel like my views have gone down recently just because I haven't been as active, so we're trying to build back up. Okay, listen, if them other nail girls can get popular, hey, why can't I? I feel like we got something good working on this channel. And remember, I can't be great unless y'all want me to be great. So don't forget to comment, share, like, follow me. You guys, I'm still trying to build up my following, even on Instagram. So if you like what you see, if you like my personality, let a bitch know. Let me know, honey. Let me know. So of course, with that being said, and really that was a mouthful, okay, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it helps someone. Of course, thanks for watching. Subscribe, notifications on. Here's the final result again, and I will see you guys in the next video.